Howdy YouTube, Unc Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Look what came today. Right there. Guess what that is, boys and girls? It is my Dell R710 Server number 2. Thanks to the wonderful contributions of the YouTube subscribers to this channel, they managed to put me over the top, and we were able to pull the trigger on this server. It even dropped in price by $20, and the shipping was even a little bit lower than we anticipated. We got it through eBay, through Garland Computer, out of Dallas, Texas. Well, they're up around Dallas. And the server was not supposed to get here till Thursday. Today is Tuesday, yeah, and it got here at 12:30. I was just shocked and amazed. And so what you saw was me unboxing it, and this video is just going to be a little vlog video on getting the firmware updated on it and getting it to boot up properly. And I want to show you how we do that and explain to you how I did it. There's a couple of different ways to do a firmware update on here. If you have Windows installed on this machine, you can go out and you can run a program to update it called the Dell Lifestyle Controller. When I checked this unit out, none of the firmware updates have been done in years, back from 2009, I believe. So normally you would just go into the Dell Lifestyle Controller. I think you press F10 to get into it. You can come up and then you can go out and you can update all your firmware through the Lifestyle Controller, unless you have an older version of the Lifestyle Controller. Then if you have an older version of the Lifestyle Controller, you either have to have an operating system installed on the Dell, which I did not want to do. I didn't want to have to install an OS on it. So I came across one of my channel subscribers. I forgot. I'm sorry. I totally forgot your name, but I'll give you credit down in the show more section of the video. It told me I could go out and download a Linux ISO that had all of the firmware updates for the Dell 710, 510, 610, etc. And so that's what I did, and I used a program to burn it onto a USB drive, booted it up, and just more or less let the thing run for about an hour, hour and a half, and got all my firmware updated. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that, and then I'm going to show you the results of that after that was done. So without further ado, let's get right to that video, and we'll be back in a moment. I just want to get a shot of the Dell. I'm updating the firmware for all the devices in there using the Dell Update DVD. Unfortunately, this server does not have a DVD drive, so I used UNet bootin to create a bootable USB key, and it's running the updates, but I don't see any need to sit here and film them. But I just wanted to show you what it takes to get one of these servers up and running, and what it takes to do the driver updates. So we're letting this run. It's going to take probably an hour to finish. It's only on 52 of 104. It has to go out and check and make sure your system is compatible with all the new firmware and BIOS. If it doesn't, then it doesn't update that particular item. So we'll let this run, and we'll come back. So it appears we have had some success, and it's telling us it's ready to reboot. So we're going to hit enter, and we're going to see if it reboots. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press, I believe it's the F10 key. We'll see when it comes up on screen, because I want to actually go into the UEFI setup. Actually, it's called something else, so we'll look for the key. Yeah, F10 System Services. Yeah, it looks like it updated the firmware on the LSI controller, the PERC 6i integrated controller. I went ahead and set up a RAID 1 array on the 240 gig SAS drives that are in there. Alright. Okay, it's called the Unified Server Configurator. Now the problem was the Unified Server Configurator that was on here was an old version, so there was no way to go out to the internet on that old version and get the updates. Dell has since corrected that, but it's kind of a catch-22. In order to upgrade the Unified Server Configurator, you had to have an operating system installed on the hard drive, which is why I was forced to use the USB key and do all the firmware updates there. So what I'm going to do once we go into the Unified Server Configurator is go in and see if there are any additional firmware updates that need to be done. There it is. Okay, there we go. Now I can see platform update. So I'm going to come down here to platform update, and I'm going to view the current versions. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I apologize if you can't see the screen clearly because I cannot see the screen. There we go. Sorry about that. I need to pull the little exposure button over. So I apologize if you couldn't see that earlier on the screen. Okay, so it looks as if everything appears to be up to date with the exception of the Broadcom. What's weird is it is updated this one, this one, this one, this one, but it's showing these with the same MAC address as not being updated. So I don't understand that, but we'll come back to it. It's showing all these Broadcom. Okay, it looks like everything is up to date. So we have had success. And forgive my horrible camera work on there. Unfortunately, that iPhone 5S screen is just, it's too small for these old eyes. Oh, I just noticed my glasses were tilted. It looks like I was at a bar fight. I wasn't, or was I? Anyway, so it's too small for these old eyes. I've got to get a regular camera in here that I can use to shoot with, or put a long extension on my Logitech webcam in order to get some of these shots for you. So excuse me, the brightness on it was all screwed up until the end there, but you get the gist of what's going on. So I was able to get it all updated. So now the next step is to get an operating system installed on there. And I'm going to be playing with ESXi, and I'm going to be playing with Windows Server 2016 Hyper-V. I haven't decided on which one I'm going to use yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the day tomorrow playing around with ESXi and getting a little more familiar with it, and we're probably going to do a video on that. And I got to tell you, I'm excited about getting this new server in. And I greatly appreciate the contributions of all those people that contributed to this video, or to this getting this server in. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm kind of rambling and my words are not making a lot of sense, but I'm really tired. My mother, 78-year-old mother, I heard a scream this morning about 7:30, and she had fallen in the kitchen getting a glass of water, making herself breakfast. So my first part of the day was dealing with calling an ambulance and getting her medical attention to make sure that she wasn't seriously hurt. Thank God she wasn't seriously hurt. She has a cut on her arm, and she's got a bump on her knee, and her back is hurting her. And the poor thing, she doesn't deserve it, but she's tough as nails. So that's how my day has been today. So forgive me if I'm a little lackluster with my enthusiasm, but I promise it'll be back tomorrow. So when I lifted her off the floor, even though she only weighs about $120, it wrenched my back. I've been having back problems for years, and I just kind of put it over the top. So thanks for bearing with me. I do appreciate it. And Trevor Dunn, couldn't have done this without your substantial donation. Can't wait to maybe meet you face to face one day, or video to video. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me get this server in here, and for the other people that donated as well. I'm assuming you want to stay anonymous because you didn't ask for a shout out or anything. Neither did Trevor. He just let me know, hey, I donated. The other two were smaller donations, but they were greatly appreciated as well. So thank you so much. That is really going to get a bunch of projects moving forward on my channel that I'm just thrilled and eager to do. What the main thing it's going to allow me to do is devote one of these Dell servers to my business. That's the one I already have in the server room. This one will be my playground, where I can go out and I can create virtual machines. I can test different configurations and situations, and we can learn together on this. So again, Trevor Dunn, thank you. Cannot thank you enough. For those of you that are considering donating and don't like PayPal, we now have a Patreon account. You can click on my channel. There's a link to the Patreon account up in the title of the channel. If you're not happy with PayPal, and just remember, the more you donate, the more we're going to be able to bring you good quality content, and to do some of the things we want to do. We've got some videos coming up on the Commodore 64. We've got a video coming up here soon on flashing my Ubiquity router. We got a video coming up here on fixing my carrier control firewall so I can get my TiVos working. And the last day of DirecTV here in this home is Saturday, so we'll be moving forward on the server room cleanup once I get that DirecTV equipment out of there. So not only were the donations enough to purchase the server, I was also able to buy an iDRAC 6 Enterprise controller. That's a little remote management module that plugs into the Dell server and allows you to control it remotely without it's like having a remote KVM, keyboard, video, and mouse on it. I found one on eBay for $10, ordered it. It should be in here next week. The other thing I ordered were some 3.5-inch drive trays. I found some of those original equipment Dell drive trays out there for $5 or $6 a piece, so I pulled the trigger on those, and they should be here in a few days. And we'll do a separate video on, I'm going to add some hard drives to the server. I'm also going to add that iDRAC controller. I also have some older 500 gig serial ATA2 drives that I'm going to put in there temporarily just so we can play around with some virtual machines. And then hopefully I'll be able to buy a couple of SSD drives for this virtualization server, because that's what it's going to be. So, and I almost forgot our new tradition. That is the weather report. So today it got up to 75 degrees. Today is January the 10th. And I live in South Texas. And tomorrow they are calling for a temperature of 78, a temperature of 80, a temperature of 79, and then the temperature will start going down. And for the 10-day, welcome to South Texas. This is why I don't live up north or over in Europe. You can have your winters. I love snow. I just don't like to leave the house when it's cold or when snow is on the ground, because I'm an old guy. You know, I lived in Nebraska from the time I was 3 years old until I was 12 or 13, and then we moved back to Texas. And I miss Nebraska, but I don't miss it enough to move back for the cold weather. In fact, my older brother and his wife are currently taking a tour around the United States in their RV, and they are here visiting for the next 30 or 60 days. So a shout out to my brother and my sister-in-law. In fact, we're going to be going out there and putting some Ubiquiti equipment on his RV, so that when he pulls into these parks, he can get better access to Wi-Fi and internet. And so that'll be an interesting video that'll be coming up here soon as well. And one more thing we've got coming down the pike. One of my clients for his commercial business also uses me or used me a few years ago to install a home theater system in his new home. It's been about 3 or 4 years. Since then, his amplifier that runs his home theater is blown out. And that's unfortunate. It was like an $800 or $1,000 amp. So he's purchased another amp, and I'm going to go out there and install that this week on Thursday. I'm also going to be setting up some Apple AirPorts so that he has roaming wireless in his house. And he's authorized me to go ahead and film that in his home. So that will be another video coming up as well. Again, a big thank you to all my subscribers and to everybody who donated to this cause. We're gonna really, hopefully, make it worth your investment and do some great videos with this new server. So, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up down below if you like us. If you don't like us, give us a dislike. It's only fair. And leave your comments in the comments section. And we'll see you on the other side.